UFC fan favorite Dustin Poirier has once again slammed Michael Chandler following a recent back and forth between the two online, commenting on Chandler's decision to sit out and wait for Conor McGregor. Since his UFC 303 fight against Conor McGregor was cancelled, Michael Chandler has teased a multitude of different fights online, possibly in an attempt at getting in the head of the notorious. Iron Mike teased that he was offered a lightweight title fight against Islam Makhachev, which didn't sit well with Dustin Poirier, who put his name in the hat for a rematch against the Russian champ. Makhachev simply replied by saying, "No thanks." Which amused Chandler, who then put fuel on the fire by telling the Diamond to retire. Chandler's last fight came against Poirier, who submitted him in round 2 at UFC 281 in 2022, with their rivalry continuing. Although Poirier was flirting with retirement following his unsuccessful title challenge against Makhachev at UFC 302 earlier last month, he has admitted that he is still on the fence, but will likely take one more exciting fight.
And so, we spoke, and then you were kind of saying that, you know, if you would have won, you would have retired, all that stuff. But then I see you like tweeting Uno Mas and all this stuff. I'm like, this guy's not retiring.
That's because inside I'm battling something always. Like I'm in my head, I'm like, I got to do it again. You know, I have to do it again. So
and a bunch of these tweets, like we're showing some of them, Uno Mas, and then you were on one particular day, I think it was July 1st. So like a little over a week ago, you had this one, and a lot of them, I was looking at the time, it said 4 a.m. Eastern. I don't know if you're on the West Coast or Central, but like this is middle of the night stuff. So what is propelling you to tweet?
Oh, that one I was on a red eye.
Okay.
I was on a red eye coming back home for that one. Yeah, those early ones are in red eyes.
These are red eyes. Okay,
Yeah,
so what are
eyes.
you just sitting there and contemplating, or are you just messing around?
I'm on Wi-Fi on the plane.
Yeah.
And I'm
bored.
need to go to sleep. Yeah. And why not?
But is this you messing around, or is this authentic feelings?
No, I need to fight something, I think.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not done.
We'll see. I'm on the fence, but something has to make sense for me to do it. You know?
But if you're feeling like this, you know what I mean? Like you're Muscle Milk Mike, you're going back.
Well, I mean, come on, dude. Look, no thanks. Retire. We good. Who the fuck is we? You just got here, buddy. You're not one of us. You're not we. I've been here. You know?
Right.
Come on, dude.
That annoys you?
We are good. Who's we? You know, welcome to the UFC, dude. You got one win in the UFC.
That pissed you off?
Yeah, bro. He's not one of us. You know, I've been cutting my teeth in the UFC since January of 2011 or 2010, you know? He just got here. Who's we? He's speaking for the lightweight division?
Right.
Dude, Muscle McMike needs to chill.
What about Islam saying no thanks?
I mean, he's the champ, and he beat me. It's not like it was a controversial decision or something like that where it needs to be run back. He beat me. And, you know, we'll see what he does next. He's probably fighting Norman,
right? Which
is a big fight and a good matchup. So, yeah.
Michael said that they were talking to him about fighting.
Dude, he hasn't fought since I came out here and ripped him, you know? So, I don't know.
The 35-year-old Poirier seemingly put rumors of a potential retirement to bed. In the same interview, Poirier was asked about the potential of stepping into the boxing ring, and surprisingly enough, the former interim champ was in full favor of it. Poirier was asked about who he could face in a potential boxing one-off, and he named Nate Diaz. The Stockton native is fresh off his return over the weekend, defeating Jorge Masvidal by majority decision. Poirier has long wanted a fight against Diaz and is willing to move to the ring to get it.
Then there's a big fight. I even saw you retweet the Nate Diaz thing.
Dude, because me and Nate...
That's the one.
I don't think the UFC is going to do business with him, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Even after this win?
I don't know, bro. Last time I spoke to the UFC about Nate, it was another one where this was close to happening. It was almost done, and then it fell apart again, which it's done a bunch of times with me and Nate.
Yeah.
And then they told me, they were like, we're not going to do business. We don't want to do business with him anymore, so.
Is this post-Jake Paul fight?
This is before.
I know after the Jake Paul fight, they weren't happy with him because they felt like he devalued himself.
Yeah. And dude, I even accepted a fight against him on 24 hours notice. I was going to fly to Vegas and weigh in the same day, the night of the Khamzat stuff.
Come on.
Dude, I woke up, I don't think I've ever told this story before.
No, I don't know about this.
So it's a crazy story the way it worked. Mike Brown flew in on like Thursday to Louisiana just to come visit. We went out to dinner, we went to sleep. Friday morning, I wake up, my phone is like a bunch of missed calls, a bunch of texts. I'm like, oh, something happened, what's going on? It's my management, Hunter, everybody from the UFC reaching out and saying, hey, he's not gonna make weight. Can you make 170?
What?
Dude, I had to do a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, and I'm Android, so I use my wife's phone. You know,
Wait, your wife is iPhone?
yeah.
Oh, come on. How does she not have the deal?
I got her to switch for like one phone, like, you know, every couple of
Yeah.
they let you switch. She did for once, and she went back to iPhone, but I'll get her back on Android. Anyway, I'm FaceTiming with Nevada State Athletic Commission, stepping on the scale so I can show them I can make weight safely. I'm like 176. I'm just gonna be 170 the same day.
Yeah.
So I was gonna fly out the next day. I started cutting weight and everything. I accepted, man, I've accepted so many fights against Nate. He can say what he wants, but the UFC knows the truth.
Wait, so what happened? So you said yes.
Yeah. They somehow switched it up, and then who was it?
You fought Tony.
He fought Tony, and then somebody fought Kamzat, maybe at a different way.
Kevin Holland.
Yeah, they just switched it around, but I was in, and I was gonna go.
Do you know if he said yes?
No clue.
Wow. So you were going to do the move that we just saw to a degree with Dan Ige, sort of, but you would have actually
I'd have had more,
a little bit more time, yeah. But you were 100% in.
Oh yeah, I was in.
Wow.
Poirier also took a moment to explain his feelings on Conor McGregor's broken pinky toe and what he would do if he was Michael Chandler in the same situation.
When we spoke, the fight was still on, the Conor Chandler fight. It got canceled a couple of days later. How do you feel about how all that played out?
Dude, a pinky toe, it's like I've fought with so much injuries. Like Conor said, he fought with a lot of injuries. He doesn't want to. I fought with a lot of injuries over the years. But a pinky toe doesn't seem like a reason to pull out of a fight, you know? But I don't know, like giving him his respect, I also don't know the severity of it. Like, did he damage ligaments? Is his muscle in his foot? Or, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on inside of a foot. There's a lot of small bones. So I don't know. If it's just a pinky toe, I think that's kind of, you know, not a reason to pull out of a fight.
Are you surprised that Chandler didn't stay on and fight someone else, or do you understand him waiting?
I mean, he's risking the chance of losing the fight if it ever materializes, you know, but if he goes in there and loses to someone else, do they give him that Conor shot again?
Right.
If he takes another fight, does Conor move on and take a different fight as well? You know, the payoff of beating Conor McGregor, financially and just for your career, is worth the wait. But if you never get it, dude, you're wasting a lot of years, and you're not a young man.
Right.
You know, these years are very important.
We're approaching 2 years since your fight.
Yeah.
So at some point there has to be like a come to Jesus moment. Like, if you were him, would you wait? If you're in the exact same shoes as he's in, fought you in November of 2022, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And is waiting for this massive payday. And you know what it means to be Conor. You know what happens to you, right?
Yeah.
Would you continue to wait?
I don't know the way sure he's got intelligent people around him helping him with his deals. I don't know the way his contract's structured, but if it does come and it does happen, and he did the right thing on the back end, he's gonna be paid, you know, to set him and his family up. But if it doesn't, I mean, you're wasting a lot of years, and in this game we get old quick. You know, you leave for 2 years at 30, I don't know how old he is, 36, 37?
He's in that range.
I mean, you leave 2 years, come back, you can look like a different person, you know, so. But only he knows, him and his family know.
Would you have waited this long?
I don't think so, not 2 years.
No?
No.
What would you have waited, like a year?
I'd have to be in the position, I don't know, it's tough to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, after fighting him the second time in Abu Dhabi, and then the way my contract was structured, I would have waited probably. You know, I probably would have waited a year.
The second one was different than the third.
Yeah.
It changed.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Riding like nice and expensive suits, and then everybody just put their head down, put their back against the wall, and just bow.
Whoa.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know, culture shock. I had no idea.
Right.
And then after a while, I asked somebody, they're like, oh, those are the bosses, those are the Yakuza.
Did they have missing fingers?
And some of them did. You see some of that shit over there.
Bro.
It was crazy.
That is a crazy way to gain entry. Fucking saw your finger off in
I
front of
thought that if
you did something bad.
Yeah, if you fucked up, right? I had a friend out there. His name was 36, and the guy took a liking to me, and he was super cool, all tatted up, and I guess he was rich as fuck. When he found out I had like little Japanese kids, he said, "Hon, your son needs this," and it was like a gold samurai helmet. He said, "This has to stay in your son's house," and I showed it to my ex-wife. She was my wife at the time. She said, "Oh yeah, I was going to have to get him this. He saved me a lot of money." And then I asked her, I said, "How much is something like this cost?" He said, "Oh," she said, "probably like $30,000-$40,000."
Wow.
He gave me a gift. He had like a missing
pinky finger.
Yeah, but he was a cool dude.
What do? They chop off one digit or two? How many digits did they chop off?
I think he just had
the first.
Yeah, he just had the first one chopped off.
Yeah, it's like if you fuck up again, then it's the second one.
I don't know. Maybe to go to the other hand, I would think. I don't think you would fuck up no more after that, though. Would you fuck up twice?
I mean, you don't fuck up on purpose, I would assume.
Yeah, you never know about that.
I mean, it depends on how strict they are. Like, what is a fuck up for
Yeah.
those guys?
I have no idea.
It's a crazy culture.
It's crazy. I love it though. I could live there.
Yeah?
Yeah, cause plus I heard that their population is dying off. They ain't making babies.
They're actually asking people to come over there and fuck.
Man, the fuck I'm doing here?
Chael Sonnen questions whether or not Israel Adesanya will ever be the same in his lead-up fight to Dricus du Plessis.
And you have Izzy versus DDP. The hottest fight and the hottest feud our industry has ever seen. It only lasted 10 days. Regardless of what your memories tell you, DDP and Izzy, as hot as that was, lasted for 10 days. And it should have lasted for more like 10 minutes. If they would have listened to me, they would have. I told them, to the point that I had to get in an argument with Red Pill over this thing. I told them the moment that DDP did his interview after beating Whitaker, he's still sweaty, he hasn't even put his t-shirt on. I told you, we've lost him. He's not doing the fight. And sure enough, we lost him and he didn't do the fight. So now that we've waited and now that we're here, you've got this feud, and whether both guys have been told, don't talk about it, or the media just got uncomfortable, that I really couldn't tell you. But you have the world's hottest feud, which is the whole reason it's happening. And you got two guys that are being radio silent, but we still are left with a question, who's gonna win? And when they were matched up the first time, it was a 3-1 favorite for Izzy. I haven't checked with DraftKings today. I haven't checked to see these odds. But I will predict for you that line is going to be very difficult for you guys to bet. Even if you think Izzy's better, I do believe in August of last year, you think Izzy probably would have stopped him. I don't think that you think he's going to stop him this time. I don't think that you think it's going to be a steamrolling this time. I think that you understand it's going to be a back and forth affair. I think that you understand that there's been a confidence that was gained by DDP, and DDP didn't have it the first time. I know it infuriates him when I say this, but I'm the one telling the story accurately. He didn't have the confidence to fight Izzy the first time, which is why he backed down in the interview right after he fought Whitaker. But I do believe he has the confidence now. I do believe he sincerely, I'm talking DDP, wanted more time to prepare for Izzy. Well, he's got it now. So who would you see the advantage for? Do you still see it 3-1 Izzy? Is it still a walk in the park? They've got a common opponent. They have two common opponents, in fact. Sean Strickland and Robert Whitaker. But they got a difference. Izzy beat one, Izzy lost one. Du Plessis beat one, then he beat the other one. So as you see it, who is the favorite in that fight?
While everyone loves Elon Musk, UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell isn't convinced. In fact, Bryce Mitchell has brought some pretty interesting accusations and insinuations regarding Musk.
Somebody that has fooled everybody, but he simply cannot fool me, Elon Musk. He could possibly be the false prophet who presents the mark of the beast to the world and presents the Antichrist on the world stage. I mean, that's how evil I think he is. There's a good chance that the Antichrist is walking and breathing on this planet as we speak, which that means that the false prophet that comes along with the Antichrist is alive. So why do I think it's Elon Musk? He's not done anything he said he did. He's not a scientist. He's not a propulsion engineer. He don't make electric cars. He pays people to do it for him. He's one of the greatest scammers that humanity's ever seen. But I think he's actually a step further than just a con artist. I think he's evil embodied. And I can say that with confidence. Elon Musk is inventing chips that go in people's brains. And I'm telling you, that is the behavior to look for when you're talking about the Antichrist. There's going to be a mark in everybody's head, and there's going to be a mark in it or on their hand, okay? That's what they call the mark of the beast. And I'm telling you, Elon Musk, if he hasn't invented the mark of the beast yet, he is laying the groundwork for the Antichrist to take that mark of the beast and implement it on all humans. And I'm telling you, that's beyond a con artist. That is evil embodied. To lie to somebody to the degree that you can tell them, hey, put this chip in your brain and I'll help you. And he's going to convince millions of people to put that chip in their brain. And I'm telling you right now, he sounds like the false prophet. and the false prophet is going to present the Antichrist. If you type in Neuralink in Greek beta gematria, it's numerical value 666. I don't care who sold it to him or this or that.
Now let's take a look at the top 3 comments left on yesterday's video. This person writes, yeah, the Jones fight is supposed to happen on November 9th, but I can tell you this, there will not be a UFC fight on November 9th. The Great Awakening is coming November 4th. Jasara Nasara. You people are clueless. I'm sorry. Proven November. I had no idea what he was talking about, so I actually looked up what that term means, and apparently it's this. I don't know. Thanks for commenting, I guess? This person writes, Strickland got beat up by Hamzat every time they sparred. The schmo said it, and he watched them spar. Since then, Strickland has been looking for ways to send shots. LOL. Not that I condone the crypto thing, I'm just saying. And @BelieveIn1 says, thus, comment section sucks. Sorry, bro. Don't know what to tell you. If you want your comments highlighted on tomorrow's video, simply comment down below. We'll highlight the top best comments, good, bad, or indifferent, and feature them in tomorrow's video. And that does it for today's video, but make sure you're liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and clicking the bell notification so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. And in case you missed it, check out yesterday's news.